Welcome to this week's video email, When Awareness Becomes Noise, Finding Calm in the Clutter. As you know from last week's email, in recent years I've been a bit conflicted over whether or not to share nursery rhymes with my young learners. Having listed the pros and cons of it all, I came down in favour of using them with awareness, caution and a great deal of reflection. Some of you wrote back with your own thoughts and considerations and a unanimous vote of support for my approach. Thank you. Your responses meant a great deal to me. I've flipped and flopped for an embarrassingly long time over whether to participate in World Nursery Rhyme Week this year. Eventually, I decided it was probably better to have a seat at the nursery rhyme table than not. So I got my head down and prepared some complementary resources that I hope highlight ways we can promote inclusivity and a sense of belonging within this year's selection. Better late than never. And I think that's thanks to all the understanding and respect that came through in your responses. However, just before I get to the resources, another thought tension raised its slightly exasperating head. Sometimes I really do wish I didn't think quite as much as I do. This one relates to all the awareness months, weeks and days that keep appearing on our calendars. We all recognise that we live in busy times and so many meaningful causes fill our schedules. Last month was Black History Month. This week we have both World Nursery Rhyme Week and Anti-Bullying Week. And today, just in case you didn't already know, is National Philanthropy Day. It got me wondering whether all these reminders sometimes add more noise to our lives. Always one for finding some evidence to test a hunch, I went looking for research to support this feeling. And sure enough, there's work suggesting that too many prompts can create a kind of cognitive overload. For example, researchers describe alert fatigue, where repeated reminders actually reduce our responsiveness, and see below for the references. Others have noted that the growing number of awareness campaigns hasn't always been matched by clear evidence of their lasting impact. Of course, I fully appreciate the good intentions behind shining a light on important issues, and I'd like to believe that, as a society, we're edging closer to being our best selves because of it. But my unease lies in how easily this raising of awareness can slip into a kind of pressure bubble, one where we end up talking the talk, not because we've deeply engaged, but because we feel we should be seen to be doing it in a particular week, month or day. But what about the rest of the year? That question has been sitting with me and perhaps explains my slight tardiness in sharing these World Nursery Rhyme Week resources with you. I wish I'd thought it all through earlier, so I could have sent them to you before the beginning of the week, but that just isn't my way, much as I wish it were. I think I need a deadline to wake up my brain. So rather than rushing to keep up with the calendar, I've chosen to slow down and focus on creating something that lasts longer than a date in the diary. Something that can quietly do its work in your everyday practice, rather than shout for attention once a year. My solution is to offer you a set of free resources that you can use all year round, repetitively and meaningfully, not just during this one themed week. My nod to World Nursery Rhyme Week is that they were created with care during this important week, but they're intended to live on beyond it. You'll find a link to them below, and they'll remain freely available for the rest of this year, whenever you want to use them. Wishing you a thoughtful and reflective week ahead. Here's to thinking through our thought tussles together. With very best wishes and many thanks for watching. See you in the next one.